I'm here at the launch of Belfast 89 FM. Let's go see what people are talking about.
It's great to be part of a station that's feel good and looking outwards and, you know, it's playing really fantastic music.
I am one of the directors of Belfast 89 FM and I've worked in radio professionally most of my life. But we had the opportunity to set up a community station, which is a totally different beast really, and to get involved and to try and create a station from scratch, very exciting, an opportunity that I couldn't turn down.
And this is age for the demographic of 55 and over?
55 plus age group is an age group that's growing, in not only in the Belfast area but in Northern Ireland, and they're also a group that's underserved when it comes to having a radio service that's really about them. You know, everybody competes to attract the younger audience, but what is really out there for the older listener? So we really wanted to create programmes where older people could tune in and recognise the music and sing along with the songs and also relate to the conversation, and that's really what Belfast 89 FM is all about.
I joined the station basically because of a love of music and obviously people. I don't want that to sound too cheesy, but one follows the other, and because it's pitched at the level of 55 plus, it was ideal for me, loving the 60s and 70s.
What type of thing do you try and bring as a presenter to the station? You're catering for a certain demographic. Is there anything you do that's very particular?
Absolutely. I have a slot on my Friday morning show, 10 o'clock to 1. It's called Round the Corner, where I would actually bring in the famous and the infamous, well, just let's get the infamous sorted out first of all. People in the society who are doing good turns for others, might necessarily be in the headlines, but the headline people we've had in like Jim McDowell, Baroness May Blood, Pat Gribben, Pat co-wrote Pat Dancing Shoes there. So it's a whole range of people, and what they're doing is round the corner. It's talking about their childhood growing up in Belfast, bit of crack, bit of humour, and non-scripted.
Well, I have a television background and I'd always quite fancied going into radio, so I put myself forward.
So this is your first time in radio?
Yes, it is indeed.
Oh my God, excellent. And what do you think you can bring as a presenter and a broadcaster in radio?
A bit of fun, I think. I'm quite silly, so it's nice to be able to, and I talk a hind legs off a donkey, so this suits me down to the ground really.
I've heard a lot of people today say you can't find a place like it. There's no other radio station like it. Do you believe that?
Yeah, it's like a little party. It really is. Have you met some of the people who work here?
Some characters, I have to say, some characters.
There's little posters you get in pubs that say, you don't have to be mad here, but it helps.
I believe you. So tell me, a lot of people think this is a great outlet for people of that demographic that maybe feel a little bit isolated. Do you think that yourself, that it's a great addition to Belfast for the demographic?
Oh, absolutely. There is nothing else like it in Northern Ireland. We're playing exactly the right kind of music for that demographic, but also it's very inclusive and warm, and for people who perhaps don't get out very much, maybe don't have the same level of mobility, what's better than having a friend in a box there who's chatting to you and who you can interact with? You know, we want people to text and to email and talk to us. It's a conversation. You know, I host an afternoon talk-in, as does Mike, who you spoke to earlier, as does Libby, who we're going to talk to in a minute.
Libby, tell me, why have you joined the station?
Because I love broadcasting and I love the radio. I think it's much more personal than television. You have to present yourself to the people so that people can visualise what you are. You're painting pictures all the time. And the main thing is that we want to bring a bit of fun and a bit of element. Our audience is mainly 55-year-old and over. So we're talking to people who care, maybe for people who are in care, people who are caring, and people who need care. And we're talking to those sort of people all the time, and hopefully bringing them something that they want to listen to. The music as well, of course, which is music of the 60s and 70s. And you just can't help it when you hear the music, you're thinking, oh, I remember whenever that was a hit, I was doing such and such a thing. And it's that sort of thing, I think, that comes across. Hopefully it comes across. And somebody told me whenever I was starting broadcasting just to think about the radio with one listener, and you're talking to that one person. And that's what I try to do, is to personalise things, to make that person feel special and think that I'm talking just to them. Now, they might not want just to hear me, but there are loads of other presenters as well as just me. And I think that's a good thing about the station as well, is that every day there's a different voice, there are different people, there are different people's attitudes, different people's outlook towards different subjects. Although we're maybe talking about the same thing, but each one will have a different aspect on it.
First of all, I love music. I've played around with broadcasting over the last last 15, 20 years or so, and the opportunity to come to the station when I heard about it, couldn't say no. And so that's what I've been doing. Been here since the start, loving every minute of it. Best music of the decade, 60s and 70s.
Retirement doesn't seem to be a word that anyone in this room or in this radio station seems to contemplate. What do you feel yourself? Do you think that's great?
Well, I think it's fantastic, and of course we all get older, and I kind of see myself, if you like, when I'm 80 or 85, being like a welcome host at Asda or something. I have no intentions in terms of stopping work, but I think even in terms of the initiative that particularly the four guys have taken, is saying that no matter what age you are, there are new challenges and new opportunities, and it's really about kind of still living your dream even when you get to that age, and people should be doing that. And of course people are doing it right across the city, but for those who have a dream of their own, you know, follow it.
We're really quite excited about this month's object. It's a new acquisition. It only went on the wall a couple of weeks ago, and it is the first